Some people over 65 are slowly hurting their brains every day just by eating things like sweets and too much sugar. One woman said she forgot her own daughter's name after years of daily soda and frozen meals. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in, little by little, until your brain feels foggy and tired all the time. Tune in now to find out which 3 foods might be damaging your brain without you even knowing it could already be happening to you. 1. The sweet treats that can cloud your thinking. A fizzy soda on a warm day, perhaps a cola or a lemonade, can feel so refreshing. A sugary donut with your morning coffee, a slice of rich cake at a celebration, or a few biscuits in the afternoon. These little pleasures can bring such a moment of delight. Many of you have enjoyed these kinds of treats throughout your lives, and they often bring back happy memories of birthdays, holidays, or comforting moments shared with family and friends. There's a certain comfort in their sweetness, isn't there? They can offer a quick little lift, a burst of pleasure, especially when you're feeling a bit low in energy or in need of a small indulgence. But here's a gentle thought to consider, especially for your brain, as it matures so beautifully alongside you. When you have these very sugary items, particularly the ones where the sugar is absorbed very quickly by your body, like in a sugary soft drink, a fruit juice with added sugars, or a very refined cake made with white flour and lots of sugar, your body gets a big rush of sweetness all at once. It's like a sudden, intense burst of energy, which can feel good for a fleeting moment. However, your body, and particularly your brain, which is such a finely tuned instrument, prefers a steadier, more even supply of energy. Think of it like a slow-burning log in a fireplace that provides consistent warmth, rather than a quick flash of paper that burns brightly but then quickly dies out, leaving you feeling chilly again. When that big sugar rush comes, your body works diligently to manage it, releasing hormones to try and bring things back into balance. Afterwards, your energy levels can drop quite suddenly, leading to that feeling many call a sugar crash. You might have noticed this yourself, feeling a bit fuzzy-headed, unusually tired, irritable, or finding it harder to concentrate an hour or two after having something very sweet. It's like a little cloud momentarily passing over your thoughts, making it difficult to focus or recall things easily. For your brain, which is always working, even when you sleep, orchestrating everything from your breathing to your dreams, these repeated ups and downs in energy can be a bit of a strain over time. It's like asking an engine to constantly speed up and slow down abruptly. It causes wear and tear. Think of your brain as a very delicate and important garden, one that you've tended with care your whole life. This garden thrives best with gentle, consistent nourishment. Too much of these quick, sugary rushes, day after day, year after year, can be like over-fertilizing one part of your garden while neglecting others. It disrupts the natural balance. Over many years, this pattern can make it a little harder for your brain cells, your neurons, to communicate with each other as effectively as they once did. The pathways for messages might not be as clear. Your memory might not feel as sharp as you'd like, or you might find yourself searching for words more often. Those moments where the name or word is right on the tip of your tongue but just won't come. It's not about never enjoying a sweet thing again. Of course not. Life is meant to be enjoyed, and those treats hold meaning and pleasure. But perhaps it's about seeing these very sugary treats as occasional delights rather than everyday staples. It's about choosing them mindfully, savoring them when you do have them, and maybe more often opting for the natural sweetness of a piece of fruit, an apple, a pear, a handful of berries. These whole foods release their sugars more slowly, providing your brain with that gentler, more sustained kind of energy it loves, helping to keep your thoughts clearer and your mood more stable throughout the day. This way, you're giving your brain's garden the kind, steady nourishment it needs to flourish. Now that you've thought about the quick rush of sugar and its effects, let's consider another type of everyday food that can sometimes make your mind feel a bit sluggish and less clear. 2. Highly processed and fried items. There are certain foods that many of you associate with comfort, warmth, and perhaps even nostalgia. A crispy piece of fried chicken with its savory coating, a bag of salty potato chips enjoyed while watching television, or those convenient packaged meals, frozen dinners, instant noodles. or pot pies that are ready in minutes. They can be undeniably tasty and deeply satisfying, especially when you're tired, don't feel like cooking an elaborate meal from scratch, or are simply craving something familiar and comforting. These foods often have a special place in your memories, perhaps reminding you of family gatherings, quick and easy dinners after a long day of work, or simple pleasures from your younger years. However, these types of foods, especially those that are heavily processed, meaning they've been altered significantly from their natural state, with added fats, sugars, salts, and artificial ingredients, or deep fried in certain kinds of oils, can sometimes feel a bit heavy not just in your stomach, but also in your mind. You might have experienced this sensation yourself. After a particularly rich or fried meal, you don't just feel physically full but also a bit slow mentally, a bit foggy in your thinking, as if your brain is moving at a slower pace or like you're trying to see through a mist. It's like trying to walk through thick mud instead of on a clear, firm path. Every step, or in this case, every thought, requires more effort. The reason for this feeling of mental sluggishness can often be linked to the types of fats commonly found in these foods and how your body, including your incredibly complex brain, handles them. Your brain actually needs good, healthy fats to work well. Fats like those found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and oily fish are like essential building blocks for your brain cells, helping them to stay flexible and communicate effectively. But some of the unhealthy fats, often called trans fats, or certain types of saturated fats, which are frequently present in highly processed snacks, commercially baked goods, like pastries and cookies, margarines, and many deep-fried foods, are not the kind your brain loves or thrives on. When you eat a lot of these less helpful fats, it can be harder for your body to manage them. They can make your blood a little less fluid, a little more sticky or viscous, which means it might not flow as easily and freely through all the tiny, delicate blood vessels and pathways that lead to and nourish your brain. Imagine your brain as a bustling city that needs a constant, smooth delivery of oxygen and nutrients brought by your bloodstream to keep everything running efficiently. If that delivery system is a bit clogged or slowed down because of these less helpful fats, then your brain cells might not get everything they need as quickly or as efficiently as they should. Over a long period, if your diet contains a lot of these heavy, processed, and fried items, it can contribute to a persistent feeling of mental dullness or fatigue. Your thoughts might not connect as quickly as they used to. Learning new things might feel a bit more challenging, or you might find your concentration wavering more easily. It's not about feeling guilty for enjoying these foods now and then, because food is also about pleasure, comfort, and tradition, and those aspects are important to your well-being too. But it's a gentle invitation to consider how often these items appear on your plate, and perhaps to explore lighter, fresher ways of cooking and eating that leave both your body and your mind feeling more clear, vibrant, and energetic. Choosing baked or grilled options instead of fried, or focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, can make a surprising difference to how sharp and alert you feel. You've considered sugary rushes and heavy fats. Now, let's think about something that's often hidden in the foods you eat, but can also have a quiet, yet significant impact on your brain's well-being and its ability to function at its best. 3. Foods with hidden high sodium. Salt, or more specifically sodium, is something that adds flavor to your food, and your body does indeed need a little bit of it to work properly. It helps with nerve function and fluid balance. Many of you are used to adding a pinch of salt when you cook, or enjoying foods that have a naturally savory taste. It's a flavor enhancer that's been part of human diets for a very, very long time, and it can make food much more enjoyable. The concern, especially as you get older and your body, including your intricate network of blood vessels, becomes a bit more sensitive to various influences, often comes from the salt that's hidden in many of the foods you might buy ready-made or packaged. So many common grocery items, like canned soups and vegetables, processed meats, such as bacon, sausages, ham, or deli slices, frozen dinners, Pizzas, savory snacks like pretzels and crackers, and even some breads, breakfast cereals, and sauces can contain a surprising amount of sodium, much more than you might realize if you weren't looking specifically for it on the label. You might not even taste these foods as overly salty because the sugar and fat content can mask it, or you've simply become accustomed to that level of saltiness. But the sodium is there, working quietly in the background of your body's systems. Now, how does this connect to your brain, that precious center of your thoughts, memories, and personality? Your brain is an incredibly active organ, and it relies completely on a healthy, steady, and unobstructed flow of blood to bring it all the oxygen and nutrients it needs to thrive and perform its countless tasks. Think of your circulatory system as a delicate and vital irrigation system for a beautiful, complex garden. Your brain. Too much sodium in your diet, consumed consistently over a long time, can make it harder for your body to keep your blood pressure at a healthy level. It causes your body to retain water, which increases the volume of blood and can, in turn, raise blood pressure. When your blood pressure is consistently too high, it's like that irrigation system is constantly under too much force, too much pressure. This can put a significant strain on the tiny, delicate blood vessels all over your body, including those that lead to and are within your brain. These vessels are not designed to withstand such high pressure indefinitely. Over time, they can become stiffer, narrower, or even damaged. If these vital blood vessels become compromised due to this ongoing strain, it can mean that the blood flow to your brain isn't as smooth, as rich, or as optimal as it could be. This isn't something that happens suddenly overnight, of course. It's usually a very gradual process, unfolding quietly over many years. But over that time, if your brain isn't consistently receiving that perfect, gentle flow of nourishment it needs, it can start to affect how well it works. You might find it a bit harder to focus for extended periods. Your memory might not be as reliable as you'd like. Those frustrating moments of forgetting names or why you walked into a room. Or you might just feel that your mental get up and go, your usual zest and clarity, isn't quite what it was. What if the slice of cake or salty frozen dinner you love is slowly stealing your memories one bite at a time? Could what's in your kitchen be hurting your brain? Smash that like button and subscribe now for more.